When it comes to relationships, many men unknowingly sabotage their chances by making avoidable mistakes. These mistakes, often born from a lack of understanding or miscommunication, can have lasting consequences on how a woman perceives you and the potential for a deeper connection. This isn't just about dating, it's about developing self-awareness and understanding the dynamics between men and women. The advice I'm about to share isn't just for the present, it's wisdom that, if applied, can set you up for a lifetime of fulfilling relationships. Every interaction with a woman builds trust, respect, and connection, or it doesn't. A single misstep might not ruin everything, but repeated patterns often do. That's why knowing what not to do is as important as knowing what to do. The truth is, women notice subtleties: how you communicate, how you carry yourself, and how you handle emotional moments. They pick up on energy, intent, and consistency. It's not about perfection, it's about being intentional and self-aware. In this discussion, I'll break down 5 key things men should never do with a woman. These are practical, no-nonsense tips that will help you avoid common pitfalls and deepen your ability to connect with the women in your life. Whether you're navigating a new relationship, improving an existing one, or even just learning about yourself, this advice applies universally. We'll talk about why it's vital to avoid making promises you can't keep, how trying to control or manipulate a woman's choices damages respect, and why dismissing her emotions is a fast way to erode trust. I'll also dive into the dangers of losing your individuality in a relationship and why ignoring clear boundaries is a sign of immaturity. This isn't about playing games or following rules, it's about building genuine connections and showing up as your best self. Every man has the capacity to grow and learn from his experiences. The goal here is to help you understand these critical mistakes so you can approach relationships with confidence, clarity, and emotional intelligence. By avoiding these 5 pitfalls, you'll not only become a better partner, but also a better man. Let's get into it. Never make promises. You can't keep a man's word is one of his most powerful tools. It represents his integrity, reliability, and commitment. When you make a promise to someone, especially to a woman, you're not just offering words, you're creating an expectation. Breaking that promise, no matter how small, chips away at trust, which is the foundation of any meaningful relationship. If there's one piece of advice that can serve you for a lifetime, it's this: only make promises you are fully prepared to honor. Many men make promises in the heat of the moment, whether to impress a woman, ease tension, or out of genuine but short-lived enthusiasm. However, a promise isn't a casual statement, it's a declaration of intent. When you fail to deliver on your promises, you're sending a clear message: my words don't mean much. Over time, this erodes respect and damages your credibility. Women, like anyone, value consistency, and trust is built through repeated actions that align with your words. But let's simplify this. Keeping a promise isn't always about grand gestures or perfection. It's about honesty and realistic commitments. If you're unsure you can do something, it's better to be upfront. For example, instead of saying, "I'll definitely call you tonight," say, "I'll try to call you tonight, but if I can't, I'll let you know." This level of transparency might not seem as impressive at first, but it builds something far more valuable: authenticity. Here's the truth. The world judges men by their actions, not their intentions. A man who consistently keeps his promises earns the respect of others because he proves himself dependable. In relationships, this dependability translates to emotional safety. A woman who trusts your words will feel more secure with you, knowing she can rely on you when it matters most. Breaking promises doesn't just hurt others, it hurts you. It creates a reputation you might not want, one of being unreliable or insincere. On the other hand, being a man of your word will open doors in all aspects of life. Whether it's in love, work, or friendships, people gravitate toward those they can trust. In the end, keeping your promises isn't about perfection, it's about character. It's better to make fewer promises and honor them fully than to make many and break them. Be intentional with your words, and you'll build a lifetime of trust and respect. Don't try to control or manipulate her choices. One of the most damaging mistakes a man can make in a relationship is attempting to control or manipulate a woman's choices. Whether it's subtle or overt, this behavior doesn't come from a place of strength. It comes from insecurity and fear. If you want to build a relationship that lasts and feels fulfilling for both partners, you must respect her autonomy and let go of the need to control. This is a lesson that will not only transform your relationships, but also help you grow into a more confident and self-assured man. Let's break it down. Control can take many forms. It might look like trying to dictate who she spends time with, what she wears, or how she spends her time. You might justify it to yourself as protecting her or doing what's best for the relationship, but in reality, it's rooted in a fear of losing her or not feeling good enough. Manipulation, whether through guilt, criticism, or withholding affection, only serves to weaken the connection you're trying to strengthen. Here's the truth. A healthy relationship thrives on mutual respect and freedom. Trying to control a woman doesn't bring her closer to you, it pushes her away. Nobody wants to feel trapped or disrespected. A woman who feels free to make her own choices and still chooses you is far more valuable than one who stays out of obligation or fear. Instead of trying to control, focus on building trust and being the kind of man she wants to be with. Confidence is attractive, and it comes from knowing that you're enough just as you are. A confident man doesn't need to control because he knows his worth and trusts that his partner values him for who he is. Respecting her choices also means understanding that you're in a partnership, not a dictatorship. Celebrate her independence and individuality. It's part of what makes her unique and worth loving. Encourage her to pursue her goals and passions, and in turn, she'll respect and admire you for being secure enough to support her. In the end, relationships are about connection, not control. When you let go of the need to manipulate or dominate, you create space for a deeper bond based on trust, respect, and genuine love. That's the kind of relationship every man should strive for, and the kind that will bring true fulfillment. Never dismiss her emotions or opinions. If there's one principle every man should internalize for a lifetime, it's this: never dismiss a woman's emotions or opinions. Whether it's in a relationship, friendship, or even casual interaction, listening and valuing her perspective shows respect, emotional maturity, and understanding. Dismissing her feelings, even unintentionally, sends a message that she doesn't matter, and that's a quick way to create distance, resentment, and mistrust. Let's start with emotions. Women, like anyone else, experience a wide range of feelings, and often they need to express them. When a woman shares her emotions, she's not necessarily looking for you to fix the situation, she's looking for connection. If you respond with phrases like, "You're overreacting," or "It's not a big deal," you invalidate her experience. This may seem small at the moment, but over time, it makes her feel unheard and unvalued. Even if you don't fully understand why she feels the way she does, it's critical to acknowledge her feelings and offer empathy. A simple, "I hear you," or "That sounds really tough," can go a long way in making her feel supported. Now let's talk about opinions. Every individual has unique thoughts and perspectives shaped by their experiences. When a woman shares her opinion, whether it's about her career, a movie, or a life decision, brushing it off or acting as though it doesn't hold weight diminishes her sense of partnership with you. Relationships thrive when both parties feel like equals. You don't have to agree with her opinions, but you should respect them and engage in meaningful discussions when they arise. Why does this matter? Because people remember how you make them feel. A woman who feels emotionally validated and intellectually respected is more likely to trust you, open up to you, and want to build something meaningful with you. On the other hand, if she feels dismissed, she may shut down emotionally or look elsewhere for understanding. This isn't just about romantic relationships, it's a life skill. Valuing others' emotions and opinions strengthens all of your relationships, whether with friends, family, or colleagues. It shows you're a man who listens, cares, and respects others as individuals. Its core, this advice is about empathy. By taking her emotions and opinions seriously, You're showing her, and the world, that you're a man of depth, understanding, and character. Don't lose yourself in the relationship. One of the biggest mistakes a man can make in a relationship is losing his sense of self. While love often inspires us to give our all, there's a fine line between healthy compromise and sacrificing your identity. A lifetime of wisdom begins with understanding this. You cannot build a strong, fulfilling relationship if you lose sight of who you are. Many men fall into the trap of prioritizing their partner's needs and desires to the extent that they neglect their own. They stop pursuing hobbies, abandon their goals, and shift their entire focus to making their partner happy. While the intention might be good, the result is often the opposite of what they hoped for. A man who loses himself becomes less attractive, less confident, and ultimately less fulfilled. Let's break it down. A relationship should be a partnership, not a merger. Both people bring unique qualities, passions, and individuality to the table. That's what makes it dynamic and exciting. When you give up the things that make you you, your interests, your friends, your ambitions, you rob the relationship of balance and authenticity. Over time, this can lead to resentment, either from you because you feel like you've sacrificed too much, or from your partner who no longer sees the confident, independent man she was initially drawn to. Staying true to yourself doesn't mean being selfish or rigid. It's about maintaining a sense of balance. Make time for the things that light you up, whether it's pursuing your career goals, hitting the gym, spending time with friends, or exploring personal passions. Encourage your partner to do the same. A healthy relationship thrives when both people feel supported in their individuality and personal growth. Why does this matter? Because a man who knows himself and stays grounded is infinitely more attractive and dependable. He's someone who brings strength, direction, and stability to the relationship. On the other hand, a man who becomes overly dependent or loses his sense of self may seem insecure or needy, qualities that undermine respect and connection. In the end, remember this: the best relationships are built on mutual respect and shared growth. By staying true to yourself and encouraging your partner to do the same, you create a bond that's not only strong but also fulfilling for both of you. Never lose sight of who you are. It's the key to building a life and a love that lasts. Don't ignore or violate boundaries. Respecting boundaries is one of the most important lessons a man can learn, not just in relationships but in every area of life. Boundaries are the invisible lines that define what someone is comfortable with emotionally, physically, and mentally. When you ignore or violate a woman's boundaries, even unintentionally, you communicate that her needs and limits don't matter. This behavior can damage trust, create resentment, and even lead to the end of a relationship. A lifetime of wisdom starts with understanding and honoring boundaries, not just hers, but your own as well. Let's break it down. Boundaries are not barriers, they're guides that help relationships thrive. For example, a woman might need time to herself to recharge, or she may have personal values about physical intimacy or emotional sharing. When she communicates these boundaries, she's giving you insight into what she needs to feel safe and respected. Ignoring them, whether by pressuring her, dismissing her feelings, or overstepping without asking, violates her trust and makes her feel unseen. Violating boundaries can take subtle forms, like interrupting her during emotional moments or dismissing her no as negotiable. These behaviors may seem small, but they add up over time, leading to frustration and emotional distance. The key is to listen, ask for clarity when needed, and respond with respect. If she says she's not ready for something, trust her words and give her the space she needs. At the same time, you must establish and communicate your own boundaries. A healthy relationship is built on mutual respect, which means you should also express what you're comfortable with and what you expect. This creates a balanced dynamic where both partners feel valued and respected. Why does this matter? Because boundaries are the foundation of trust and emotional safety. A man who respects boundaries shows he's secure, emotionally intelligent, and considerate. These traits are not only attractive, but also essential for creating lasting, meaningful connections. Remember, boundaries are not obstacles, they're opportunities to show respect and build a deeper connection. A woman who feels her boundaries are honored will feel safer, more trusting, and more open with you. In the end, respecting boundaries isn't just about being a better partner, it's about being a better man. It's a skill that will serve you in every relationship, personal or professional, for the rest of your life. Zrania. In life and relationships, success comes from self-awareness, respect, and emotional intelligence. By keeping your promises, respecting boundaries, valuing her emotions and opinions, avoiding control, and staying true to yourself, you create connections built on trust and mutual respect. These principles aren't just about relationships, they're about becoming a man of integrity and character. People remember how you make them feel, and when you approach others with understanding and authenticity, you strengthen every bond in your life. These lessons will not only help you build lasting, meaningful relationships, but will also guide you to a life of confidence and fulfillment.